So Renee, what's next on our stop here?
Well, we're just heading to the IT Foundation and IT College. So the IT Foundation is kind of this overarching structure where all the different players in Estonia kind of come under to think and act on IT and education.
When did this start? Like the ITFE, when did it start? Has it been around for a long time, or is it kind of a new concept?
It's a new concept. We started in May this year.
Oh, okay.
Okay, very new. Okay.
Yes.
You mean basically when we started?
Yeah.
But there was 3 organizations
Yes.
put together.
Oh, okay.
But other 3 is working 20 and 10 years.
Okay.
We have 3 separate organizations. One was Tiger Leaf Foundation, who was some 16 years. Then IT Foundation, who was 10 years. And then we have ENET. This is education networking firm who was government organization, and it was 20 years or something.
Okay. Is there one education ministry and there's one education curriculum and that kind of thing? Yeah. So do you guys, do you work with teachers and train them on?
Yes. Yep. So this is our main, our work. To teach teachers to teach.
Yeah, right.
And to think about ways to include.
Right.
But on our end, one of our biggest challenges or opportunities is how do we engage all the players in the same space to concentrate on how we can pull technology into the school system in a big way and in a way that's transformative for our children.
And now we want to do this.
This is a good
And
vehicle.
also what we're doing, we are pushing more technology to curriculum right now.
Education,
Technology stuffs like robotics, programming, and this kind of thing.
So how does the teacher go from, keep on getting more and more, I guess, knowledge about how to use these new methods in ICT, injecting it into what they're doing? How do they, like, when do they learn this stuff? How do they learn it? Like, how do you kind of, because they're probably like, I'm really busy, we got lots of, I'm teaching all the time, I'm marking stuff, I don't have time for this? Or is the school system adapted to the point where they have opportunity?
To do it, actually.
Okay.
We have these kind of things like teachers' competencies, and our organization is one organization who gives this kind of teacher training for teachers, that they get this kind of competencies, and if they apply these professional teachers' competencies, then this is the part for that.
One of the big questions that we often get when we engage with teachers is time, right?
Right.
Because they say we already have a hard time giving students all they need.
Yeah.
When can we fit technologies? But I think the answer, and where I think we're hoping to learn some lessons, is how do you integrate that so that it's not more time?
Yes. The first steps is very difficult. It takes a lot of time, but after 1 year, you see these benefits. And this is very important them to understand that first steps is not easy, but if I'm working very hard, then maybe 1 year I have easy. And then they show it's going easy. We want to show for teachers how this computer make your curriculum or your subject more interactive for the boys and girls.
So our challenge now is we want to get to the point, we want to get the system and the players to the point where the goal is exactly what you have stated, is essentially that coding would be integrated into the curriculum throughout, so that every single student that goes through our school system will have an opportunity to engage with it.
This has been really great because we found out things about how here in Estonia that they're implementing the ICT and coding and robotics into the curriculum. And so one of the things that, for me, key takeaway is the fact that they set up a foundation to do this. So, the education department's designed for really great implementation of curriculum, but just like probably most education systems, it's not necessarily like innovating on new methods. And so the foundation is designed as kind of like quick creation and innovation of new methods. The Ministry of Education, and they've set these principles to, like, you need to make sure that the new methods are our goal for the education, like the education department, to implement. And specifically with the teachers need to make sure that certain competencies are also implemented. They actually get paid more when they have them brought in. So again, the incentives are there to bring in the innovation. The other thing that I think is good too is on the foundation side, is that they're bringing in representatives from all parts, like the union, the different colleges, and the different schools. Everyone's all brought into the foundation in terms of sitting on the council, like the board, which is good. And then the last piece too is that the foundation doesn't just look at just elementary schools or just middle schools. It looks at post-secondary, straight out, colleges, everything. So it's overlaying on the top, so it's got a good universal long-term view as well. I think that's really, really, really cool. Estonia's made ICT a very big part of the economy, right? And kind of why it's important, that it's like really important. And because of that, kids will want to naturally go into that to support it, right? Because it's a big part of the economy.
It's part of the brand.
It's part of the brand, right?
She said it a few times. It reminded me of the chat we had with Jerry before leaving. But she said, we've been telling people it's not going to be easy, right?
Yeah,
that first year,
right.
and it's no lie. There's an effort needed to kind of kick this off,
right.
And it's not easy at first. It gets easy.
Yeah, and the cool thing is that like it's part. It's not something where it's like the ministries agreed that it's part of the goals that you have to you need to be focused on.
But how you get there, they're not worried about.
Right, and then the teachers, it's part of their it's like a skill set. They move up on this, and then their pay goes up a bit on it too. So there's incentives put in place, and then the overall objectives are still there too.
They set goals, either in training or with respect to curriculums, and how you get there is individual. So a private school, a religious school, a public school, and the teachers themselves will integrate technology where it makes sense for them to do it the way they're teaching anyways. It's not a set, you'll do these 5 steps and everybody will do these same 5 steps. It could be a music teacher in one school, it can be a history teacher in another, but they'll just be using technology to get to the curriculum outcomes they had anyways.